If you're looking for short books, you've come to the right place because I have 11 short books to show you guys, and these are really good books because I feel like if you ever get into a slump or if you're just kind of feeling like not in the mood to read something super long, especially in the summer, like this is the perfect time for short books, then you guys are gonna love this video. Make sure that you guys subscribe because I upload videos 3 days a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so you're never gonna miss lots of book chats from me if you guys are hanging out here. And make sure to check out the description. I am linking all of the books below because you guys asked if I would link them for you guys. So if you ever want to pick up a book, you can check the description. It will be there. The first book that I want to show you guys is Take a Chance by Melia, and I'm actually showing you guys 5 books that I've read and 6 books I haven't read. So I will show you guys the books I've read first that I love. This book is only 60 pages, literally the smallest book ever, and I actually was kind of worried about buying this book because I haven't really been a big short books reader until recently, because I feel like sometimes short books just like do me dirty, you know, like I feel like I don't get like a full story sometimes. But this book is 60 pages and you will literally feel like you got a full story, a full romance. It is set in Mexico and it is just such a good story. These two have been friends and they just kind of like lost contact. They were like kind of friends in like high school, and they end up going to this little like resort in Mexico and they end up being there at the same time. They reconnect and it is a spicy read, which I've actually never, I don't know, read a spicy book that's literally 60 pages. But pick this one up if you're looking for something that has a really good storyline, a really cute love story, and will be something that you can read super quick because it's literally 60 pages. This is the book that I recommend to pretty much everyone whenever I feel like someone's going into a book slump or they're wanting to get out of one, because it's a series, but this book is actually really, really short. This one is only 113 pages, and the rest of the series, the books are super thick, but I feel like they can be daunting sometimes. So if you're wanting to get like back into reading bigger books, I feel like this is a really good segue. And it's about a girl who pretty much hasn't really been connected with her brother in a really long time, and they end up reconnecting because she tells him she wants to come visit him. So she goes to the town where he lives, and while she's there, she like learns about his career, how he is like a artist, and she meets his artist friends, and one of his artist friends she like literally starts to fall for, but then she finds out some stuff about him that she's just like, I don't know if you're the guy that I think you are, and it kind of actually leaves you on a cliffhanger. If you guys haven't read anything from Kennedy Ryan, her writing is just chef's kiss. I can't even explain how good it is. You will be hooked, and I feel like you'll want to jump into the bigger books, and there's 3 of these, so definitely pick this one up. It is a very easy and quick read. If you like the Dreamland Billionaire series by Lauren Asher, then I feel like this series by Asia Monique is a very similar series. It is about 3 brothers who are all like millionaires, I'm pretty sure, and this one has a story about Israel, who's a real estate agent and a real estate, I guess, connoisseur. Like he has a lot of real estate, and Amelia, and it's called Dear Amelia, and they've been best friends their whole lives. Like they never really wanted to have anything more than that because they were worried about their friendship, like, I don't know, just not like making it through like the transition from like friends to lovers. And it is such a good friends to lovers story. I feel like reading this book, I was like, get together already. Y'all already act like you guys are together. Like, I don't know, it's my first Asia Monique book and it was a really good one. And this one is only 154 pages, and there are 2 other books in the series about the 2 other brothers, and they're also a similar size. And I feel like I like this because it literally gives Dreamland Billionaire series like from Lauren Asher, but it gives it with like black male characters, which is so nice to see. And the love story is just so beautiful. This book is 133 pages of pure fun. It's called I Think I Might Love You by Christina C. Jones, and this is the first book in the Love Sister series. It's about 3 different sisters, or 3 or 4, and they all have their own book. This one, literally, it starts off in the craziest way. She like walks in, and you can literally like see this, so it's like right when you first start the book, but she walks into a apartment, and the guy is like not wearing any clothes or anything, and she's like, what the heck are you doing in my my apartment. And that's how it starts. So it immediately starts into like a really fun, funny like part of the story, and I just really enjoyed it. Both of the characters, they are kind of like enemies to lovers, but not really. Like they just kind of don't really get each other. And it is just really interesting. I don't want to spoil anything, so I don't want to say like too much about the story because I feel like I could easily spoil like parts of the story, but this is a nice enemies to lovers story that isn't super long, and I immediately, after I finished this book, bought all of the rest of the series because it's just that good. I think that this is one of the longer books that is in this like short books little haul, and it's called Wash Day Diaries by Jamila Rosser. But I want to show you guys this book because it has a lot of pages in it that don't really have very much on it. Like this one has like a text message on it. This one literally has one word on it. So there's a lot of pages that just have graphics. Like this literally is just a straight graphic and doesn't even have words. Like literally you can just see it's just a straight graphic. So I always like to recommend this one because even though it is I think it's 186 pages. It definitely is still under the 200 page mark, but there are a lot of pages that are just straight graphics. I think I read this in 30 minutes just because there are, I don't know, it really grips you. It's about 3 friends and they all kind of bond over their like hair, like just like many Black women do. Like you go to get your hair done, or like, you know, you just have different stories, and like while you're getting your hair done, you're like sharing those stories, and they are just like really close friends. Oh, 4 friends, I literally said 3. They're really close friends, and they all have different like things that they're going through, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope they come out with another one because I just ate this one up. Now we're gonna get into the books that I actually haven't read, but I feel like you guys will really enjoy, or at least that I'm excited about. This one is a little bit longer than I think the other ones that I'm gonna show you guys, but I actually read this in high school and I bought it to read it again. This one is 221 pages. It's called Looking for Alaska by John Green. I don't really want to like tell too much about it, so I'm gonna read the back. It says, first drink, first prank, first friend, first love, last words. Miles Halter is fascinated by famous last words and tired of his safe life at home. He leaves for boarding school to seek out what the dying poet calls the great perhaps, and when he leaves to Culver Creek, he meets Alaska Young, and it just like totally, his life is turned upside down after meeting Alaska. So I feel like you guys will really like this one. This was one that I read in high school. I could not get enough of. They actually turned this into a movie, I'm pretty sure, on Netflix. Again, I read this in literally high school, so it was years ago, but it was a New York Times bestseller. I feel like this is one of the books that really popped off John Green, and so many people love his writing, and this is one book that I feel like people cannot forget. So pick this one up if you haven't read it, because it's a very beloved book, and the cover I feel like gives like mystical, but it literally is like YA, I think. And this is the author who wrote The Fault in Our Stars, if you guys read that book. Another good book, but this one is a little bit shorter and a much quicker read too. This is another book that I haven't read, and it is a shorter book, so I don't know why I haven't, because honestly it's perfect for summer, and this one is only 210 pages. It's called 1 Week in Paradise, 7 Days Can Change a Lot by Anise Starr. This is about an influencer who gets like a free all expenses paid trip, but she has to go with her boyfriend, and she literally doesn't have a boyfriend. And so she asks her brother's best friend to like go with her, or he like offers or something, and they go together, and it just like all kinds of things happen while they're there. I just feel like this is the perfect summer read, so I need to read this before the summer is over, because like look at the cover, it's so freaking cute and just like gives summer vibes, and I feel like a short book for summer is the perfect book for summer. This book actually just came out, and it's called Take a Hike by Mimi Grace, and this is the book that I feel like gives the best summer vibes, and I think it's because she's like a city girl, I'm pretty sure, like lives in the city and stuff, but she ends up getting or inheriting this outdoor recreation center, and so she decides to like go and be the boss of this recreation center, but like she knows nothing about that like kind of stuff. So she goes, and there's this guy Silas who works there, and he's just like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? You know nothing about like this recreation center and like being in the outdoors. And look at the cover, I mean, just I cannot get over this, it's so cute. So this one is also a short one because it is only 218 pages. She has a lot of books books that are actually this size, like 2 other books that are literally the same size. So I have not read anything of any of her writing, but I've heard really great things, and her covers are just so fun. So I had to pick this up because I love a happy, easy read. I have never heard anyone talk about this book before, literally ever. I picked it up at like a book sale years ago and I still haven't read it, and it's called Cracked Up to Be by Courtney Summers. I could not get the sticker off here, which is honestly driving me nuts, but it does look like it's good. I think the reason I picked it up is because the cover gives like Gossip Girl vibes, but it is about a girl who she's like went through like something that's been really hard for her, and so she goes from being like captain of the cheerleading squad, like having the best grades, to pretty much wanting to do absolutely nothing, and her parents are really worried about her, and she just like doesn't care about life anymore. But then there's this guy who's like falling in love with her and like kind of making her feel things that she hasn't felt in a long time, but she's trying to like shut herself off from the world because she's like went through this hard thing. I just was like, I need to read this. It looks really good, and it is a very, very short book. It's literally 214 pages, so I feel like I'm gonna be picking this up very, very soon. So I actually found this book on Goodreads. You can look through the books on Goodreads and like sort them through like Black books by Black authors and like romances, and so that's what I did. Like I went through the romance section and then searched like books by Black authors, or like about Black protagonists or something like that, and that's how I found this book. So I've never heard anyone talk about it before, but it's called Continuum by Daniel Allen. It had really good reviews, and on the back it is very vague, which I actually like books that are very vague because I feel like I can't like spoil what the book is actually about, and especially if it's a short book, I do not want to know like too much about it. And this book is only 164 pages. It says missed opportunities, chance encounters, instant connections, everything happens for a reason. Life is made of little interconnected moments. Any one decision can completely change the trajectory of your life, yet somehow you'll still end up exactly where you're supposed to be, or at least that's how it happened for Aisha Young. That's literally all it says. So I was like, I'm intrigued. I want to read this. The cover is beautiful, so I picked it up, and I'll let you guys know what I think. I'm pretty sure that this last book, called Good Grief by Brianna Pasteur, is the shortest book that I have like shown you guys out of the books I haven't read yet. I don't know why I haven't read it yet, but I just wanted to pick it up. I've heard really great things about it. It's a book of poems, and I'm not normally a poetry person, but the poems looked like really easy to read. They didn't look like too cryptic. Like, you know, sometimes poetry is like super cryptic. Like this poem is literally one sentence. It says, "To heal is to turn yourself inside out to make amends." And that's literally the poem. So I just thought this would be really nice to read, so I picked it up, and I just feel like these are really easy to read. Like these are the things that I want to write down on my mirror, that I want to go back to again and again, and it is a very short book. It is only 76 pages, so again, there's short poems that are literally like 1 sentence, 4 sentences, so I feel like I'll get through this really fast. I just haven't picked it up, and I don't know why, so I will be picking this up very, very soon. And that is all the books that I picked up, and that also I've read and loved. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got lots of short book recs. Like, look how pretty these are. I can't get over it. Like, all of them are just such a different vibe, but they like, I don't know, go together really pretty. Like, I feel like the covers are just like really nice and colorful and bright, which you guys know is my vibe. I feel like if I could recommend one short book of a book that I have read, I would say read Take a Chance, because it's only 60 pages, but also Flow if you're wanting to get into like a more series, I guess. And then actually I don't know, because I really loved I Think I Might Love You by Christina C. Jones. Like the banter in this is so good. All of these are just so good. I think the book that I'm gonna probably pick up very soon and read myself will be this book right here, Good Grief, just because it is so short. And I also think that I'm gonna pick up Mimi Grace's book, Take a Hike, because I haven't read any of her books and they just look so fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to comment below which book interested you the most and which you would want to read. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!